चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. We'll start today chanting on the clearing stage, that is Namavas. A historical account. Many people are induced to chant without spiritual knowledge or practice, maybe by hearing others chant or by a fortunate accident. Take a look at the time when I came to Krishna consciousness. I want to report from this time, not for nostalgic reasons, but for giving a historic example of Namabhasha, one of the typical songs of that time inspired by Indian wisdom was Instant Karma by John Lennon. Who in the heck do you think you are? A superstar? Well, all right, you are. Well, we all sign on, like the moon and the stars and the sun. Well, we all sign on. Everyone, come on. Instant karma's gonna get you, gonna knock you off your feet. Better recognize your brothers, everyone you meet. Why in the world are we here? Surely not to live in pain and fear. At that time, chanting was in. The Mahamantra was in the third place on the music charts. Every open minded young person chanted Hare Krishna sometimes, and I also happily joined my contemporaries. Many popular songs from that time contained the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as for example, George Harrison's My Sweet Lord and John Lennon's Give Peace a Chance. Meditation was mainly understood as mind expansion, which was thought to be done amongst hundreds of other processes by the chanting of Hare Krishna. There was, of course, complete ignorance about the deep meaning of the holy name. This is an example of Namabhasa. The holy name is chanted but without clear knowledge. When the sun of the holy name is covered by the clouds of ignorance and anarthas, only a small fraction of light comes through. On this stage, one chants Namabhasa. Therefore, if the full light of spiritual ecstasy is filtered when we are chanting, it is because we are covered by ignorance. Overcoming anarthas. Four types of anarthas. By the influence of the external energy, the living being, although transcendental to the three modes of material nature, considers himself a product of matter. Hence, shackled by Maya's illusory energy, he submitted to numerous material sufferings. In this deplorable situation, anarthas or material attachments develop. Artha means value and the prefix an means without. Thus, anartha means that which has no value. Material assets yield no benefit at all for the living entity. But as soon as he becomes influenced by the external energy, he unfortunately considers the different anarthas as valuable and becomes fully entangled by them. It is important to remember that the spell of anarthas can only be broken by the strength of devotional service. All anarthas are nothing but different effects of Maya. Maya, however, is like the darkness and Krishna is like the sun. When Krishna appears, there can be no darkness. Krishna Surya Shama, Maya hai Andhakara. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 22.31. The four types of anarthas are analyzed in the Amnaya Sutra. First one is defects of the heart, Hridaya Daurvalya, which are again subdivided into four types. Attachment to objects which have no relationship to Krishna, the propensity to cheat and to find faults, envy, and the desire for recognition. Offenses. Aparadha. There are also four different kinds of offenses. Offenses against the holy name. These offenses have strictly to be avoided if we want to reawaken our pure love of Krishna. Therefore, we have dedicated a considerable part of this book to the 10 offenses and how they can be avoided. Offenses against the form of the Lord. This means that while worshipping the transcendental deity of the Lord in the temple, one might commit offenses by disrespect or neglect, or one negates the existence of a personal form of the Lord, like the impersonalist. Offenses against the devotees of the Lord and offenses against other living entities like violence or envy. Third, for material objects, Asat Trishna. The material desires can also be classified into four categories: desires for delightful sense objects, desires for sense enjoyment is available on the heavenly planets, desires to obtain mystic powers, and desires to be liberated by merging into the impersonal Brahman. Fourth one is illusion about spiritual knowledge, Tattva Vibhrama, which is again fourfold: illusion or ignorance about one's own identity, ignorance about the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, ignorance about the processes of sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti, then ignorance about the factors which are unfavorable for the development of ignorance about the factors which are unfavorable for the development of Krishna consciousness. It should be ignorance about the factors which are favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness, right, Mataji? Is it a typo?
Yes, it's from the book, yeah.
Yeah, it should be like which are favorable, right, Mataji?
Sorry, Mataji.
Mataji, it's written ignorance about the factors which are unfavorable for the development of Krishna consciousness. It should be,
You're saying, yeah, about what are favorable, right?
yes, which are
Yeah.
favorable
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
Other way
because
also, but
a
other
little
way
bit.
also true also other way also true can be right, Mataji, because if you know that this is suppose if you know that which factor is unfavorable, then you may also
Avoid it. Yeah.
avoid it, right? So you need
Mhm.
both of them, but
Yeah, it's kind of like confusing. Like dual meaning, maybe. Yeah. Okay. We should never forget, however, that the potency of the holy name always remains the same, even if we are still covered by anarthas. Punaha Suddho Nitya Muktaha. The holy name is Nitya Muktaha, eternally liberated, and it is Punaha Suddha, eternally pure. Not the holy name, but our appreciation for the holy name becomes contaminated and impedes the experience of its real nature. The sun always remains as the full beaming sun, even when clouds move before it. It is not that the sun undergoes difficulties. It is we who are under the influence of the clouds. Let's stop here. Just share a few of my learnings today. So today we read about Namavas and we learned about four different types of anarthas. Anartha is the beginning. It is mentioned what we mean by anartha. Anartha means like no artha, means no value. So actually, anarthas are nothing but the different effects of Maya. So it is mentioned from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhila 22.31 that Krishna Surya Shama Maya hai Andhakara, Jaha Krishna Tahinai Mayara Adhikara. So anarthas are nothing but absence of Krishna. Because if we think about Krishna, Maya has no place there and we can avoid all the anarthas. And the four different types of anarthas are mentioned like Hridaya Daurbalya, then offenses, then Asat Trishna and Tattva Vibhrama. So in Hridaya Daurbalya, it is mentioned like how attachment to what are Hridaya Daurbalya, actually weakness of heart. We have attachment to objects which has no relation to Krishna, then propensity to cheat and to find faults, and envy and desire for recognition. Desire for recognition means always puja pratishtha, means we want to be recognized. Like if sometimes we do something, but our intention is it should be recognized, not in the seva bhav, actually in the like we have some hidden desires, which is not good. Then offenses, it's mentioned like how offenses against the holy name, against the Lord, against devotees. Uh, it's like sometimes we think we should avoid offenses against devotees, but we should also avoid offenses against all the living entities. Why? Because Krishna is there as a Paramatma in everyone's heart. So we have to see, the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and we have to avoid offenses against every single living entity. Then Asat Trishna is like thirst for material objects. Sometimes we have a desire for delightful sense objects. We want to enjoy something which is we think it's available in the heavenly planets. We also want to enjoy that. Then sometimes also you want to get some mystic power and liberated. Our goal will be sometimes like liberation by merging into the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Then Tattva Vibhrama is like illusion about the spiritual knowledge. We don't know what is our real identity. Our real identity is Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das. We are not the body, we are the soul, and we are eternal. And we have that's our real identity. We are ignorant about that thing. Then we are also sometimes ignorant about the position Supreme Personality of Godhead, process of sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti, and lastly, the factors, maybe like ignorance about factors which is favorable and unfavorable for devotion for Krishna consciousness. So it is the one thing I like today about the how the holy name is Nitya Mukta and Purna Suddha. So sometimes we are ignorant about these things. We don't have complete faith on the holy name. So it doesn't matter like whether we have faith or we don't have faith. The holy name is always Nitya Mukta and Purna Suddha. Like how the sun is always bright. Sometimes the clouds cover and we think sun is not there. Sun is always there. It's covered by the cloud. So, and the cloud cannot affect the sun. Similarly, our faith or we don't have faith, that doesn't matter. It cannot affect the holy name. The holy name is always Nitya Mukta and Purna Siddha. That's what my understanding from today's reading is. Now we can go for chanting.